Hi, Justin. How are you doing? I like to listen
Good.
to recording in broadcast.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that you are here with me because it's a really short relationship that we have, but I saw you changing so much and I didn't want to invite you, but to come and tell how it is. But
Yeah.
before, tell us a little bit about you, what you do and who you are.
So I help heart-centered entrepreneurs and business leaders to mostly gain freedom. And that is through leadership, through relationships, through getting past their own imposter syndrome, and then setting up systems as well, and boundaries. So they're
Mhm.
able to, yeah, to have the freedom they need. So, um, and it is fascinating because that has become more clear over time because I've worked with clients in that area and was pivoting away from that. And as we started working together, that's become more clear of the people who I really do want to serve. So
Sometimes the work of a coach is just bringing you. I don't even think it's the work of a coach. It's like giving you the tools for you to figure out, right? We work one to one, so
mhm.
we work really together, but you have access to all the rest and to the community and etc. Why you choose me?
It's so I have had a huge
Amount of coaches.
variety of coaches and courses that I've taken over the years. And yeah, because I've done most of my stuff offline. Most of my coaching experience has all been people that I already knew or had contact for in business and construction in my former life, my former company. And that, but I was always trying to take it online. So I get onto these courses or work with coaches, and I couldn't break through. And it was so frustrating because I'd spend a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of frustration. And um, so it is because of the variety, because of that, it was interesting how fast I could recognize when we started talking your offer. And just as we talked, I said, yeah, I'm already have momentum because the another coach that I've been working with has been building up a lot of momentum for me as far as a marketer. But it just and the funny thing is I didn't know what I was getting in myself into with being the one man in
In the middle of
the
so
group
many women,
at
right?
this beginning. But but yeah, it's been so valuable already, even though it has been just a week and a half. So yeah.
It have been fast, but your body language changed so much. I
Yeah.
normally don't invite anyone to come and do a review or a testimony, but I just think then I think we click in such a beautiful way. And I think I what is about me, because I know what is about you. You are a heart-centered coach. But
Well,
what
so
is what
mm,
did I told you then make you okay, I'll buy it. I'll be, it's not even buy, it's like a partnership.
it that was part of it. The and I've had coaches that I've worked with that were very hands-on. So I've worked with a lot of people who they work with so many clients that it's basically an online course with a community and the group coaching, but the you don't even see the person that you talk to at the beginning. I've talked with them once or seen once, and that's it. And so you kind of feel like a number there.
You don't feel like a
But
number here.
yeah, right. But I've also worked with coaches who it was more one-on-one, and it just felt more like hype. I don't know. I guess so I think one of the things because I which is the funny thing is so your background and everything is so like opposite of my my journey, my story, everything, that it's not like I if we ever met in any other context, like I don't think that
We will
connection would
become
have happened.
friends.
That's the funny, isn't that strange? Isn't that funny how that
Because I
is?
feel like we know each other for all our life.
Right, right, for sure. And some of it's just as I've let myself be more genuine, more vulnerable, more me, instead of um the masks and the expectations of and so some of the stuff that was even funny, like you obviously got the artwork that I like, that some of the things, even the way that you have in your taste in um the
The
idea of the
Phoenix.
phoenix, the idea,
Yeah.
I don't know, just all of that, it is so relatable to me as well. And I don't know that normally I would have allowed that to be such a big part, um influencing me, if that makes sense. um but yeah, it's funny because the same thing I told my wife too, like a lot of the things that I move forward on, it's because it feels like home, like
Oh,
very
I
quickly.
understand.
Yeah,
I understand because that is the feeling that I have working with you. It feels like home. It feels like we are brother and sister working together and same.
yeah,
And probably because you work in a business, family business for so long, that makes. How is the community?
they're fantastic. It's so fun.
Because you cannot
Yeah,
sell the community. It's like really difficult to explain.
yeah. And there are a lot. So I'm in a lot of groups that are very like, well, all kinds of groups, I guess. High ticket groups where there's a lot of active people and not, and there's always good people everywhere. um I feel a little unique in this one because I am the only
The
guy
only
that
man
that I see.
online, yes,
But as far
online.
as um but it's fun though, there's a happy, like, positive, and it's not an arrogance though that I felt in some high ticket groups. Definitely more heart centered. The idea that, like, everybody, you can tell that they not only celebrate and support each other, but everybody does truly care about their clients, and so um, that just shows through, I think. So even if someone is having a bad day and they're, you know,
They
giving
share
comfort
it,
counsel,
so
they're
we
not
can go there.
down. Yeah, they're not down on the people who, because we can't help everybody, right? And so I see there's groups that I'm in where it's a lot more, you know, if somebody says no or whatever, then it's almost like a judgment of that's a terrible person, whatever. And that's refreshing not to have that in the group. So
And you are a rock star for us, right? We are all we are.
yeah.
um, if someone is on the fence to jump on a call with me or to work with me, what do you tell them?
I would say one thing I loved, it's so fun to, because I'm this way, there was no pressure. It was, well, there was pressure because it was like I wanted to work with you, and I put the pressure on myself because you weren't asking, there was no pitch, there was no anything. And
I'm a
I
terrible
kept,
salesperson. I'm a
well,
terrible salesperson.
yeah, it's, and I don't, I mean, I've been through so many discovery sessions, through so
Mhm.
many, all of that, it does feel kind of templated, and you feel like,
It's
I don't
all
know.
with scripts, and I don't use that.
Yeah,
I
right.
listen to you, and I don't want to be advertising myself, but how was how was our discovery call? How was our call? How
It
was
was great. Yeah, it was fantastic. And even some of the things that you told me, that I think some of the people tell me all the time, if you teach too much, then people won't buy, right? Like, if you're, and I do think there's some truth in that, but on the other hand, because you gave me some of the information that I had already looked for, that I was excited about, um, and didn't, I don't know, it really, um, it gelled with me. So I think that's the thing, is there's value. If anyone is hesitant, like they're going to gain some value no matter what, even if they decide not to, and they're definitely not going to feel pressure, unless it's their own thinking, like, I've got to figure this out. How can I
And
do
if they
this?
want to do it,
Right.
we always find a way.
Yep.
Like we did. Let's not go in detail,
Right.
but we
That
did
was
find a way.
amazing.
We
Huh?
did
Yeah.
find a way, right? We did find a
Yep.
way together. So,
Yep.
thank you. Thank you
For
so
sure.
much. The sky is not the limit, and we have so much to do, so much, so much, so much.
Yep.
Thank you so much for being here and for doing this little video with me. I'm going to turn off and say bye to you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.